I think we're good. Bam.
All right, so this is just a quick one because we're here. It's late because Zach. It's funny we were finishing the show and we're like, should we talk about the Kyle Tucker? A deal could be happening, and it was going to be the way of the Mets, the Jays. That's the decision. There it is. Oh, the Dodgers are interested, but it's like, they're not like that interested. And then it's like, just kidding. No, the Dodgers are going to take him for $60 million a year. And there's the deal. Jeff Passan right there. Kyle Tucker, 4-year, $240 million
Unreal.
contract. Just
I mean, Ryan, I'm going to say this is the biggest deal, not even of like this offseason, potentially in the past. Obviously, the Mets deal last year with Soto, if we're talking like length and everything, but just the repercussions of this deal. Like, yeah, it's one thing. Like, yes, the Dodgers, the World Series champions, the World Series favorites, going for a three-peat. They had the best player available because, of course, they do. It's what they've done. But now what do the Blue Jays do? Okay, now where does Bo Bichette go? Does he go back? Is he still a Philly? Are the Red Sox interested still? Cody Bellinger. I mean, now the Mets need someone. Do they go all in? So now the Yankees are fighting them. Framber Valdez. Like, this is going to be a domino effect. Just unreal.
Framber Valdez, congratulations. You are a New York Met.
But I don't know if he is. I think they're going to go give all that money to Tucker, or not to Bellinger. Their outfield besides Soto is so weak. Like, they need something. It could be both. It's like, well, it's like, why not both? Both. But
I mean, I never thought, Zach, initially, I just couldn't see that Kyle Tucker was going there. Even though I heard it just didn't feel right in my bones of like, that's where he was going to go. I really thought it was going to be Toronto. I really did. But having said that, clearly now Bellinger, no one's happier than Belly right now because the dude now has that control back. Oh, you thought I was worried about $37 to $38 million a year, which is what he was looking for? Well, great. I'm going to keep that number. You know what? I might raise that number to 40. We might just rise that back up. Because that deal, Zach, now there are opt-outs after 2 years, but that deal is just insane.
Insane. I mean, and this is the thing. I think we all sort of assumed it kind of felt like, okay, if he wants the years, he's going to go to Toronto. Toronto was going to offer the years. But if he was going to just go for money and high AAV, it was going to be either the Dodgers or the Mets. And I thought, I feel stupid now, but we all sat there and we're like, holy crap, the Mets are offering $50 million a year. Why don't you just race to take that? Well, now we know why. Like, when it came out, we were all like, what? What do you mean the Mets are offering 50 a year? Why, if that's true, why wouldn't he run to take that? Because apparently the Dodgers were like, hey, we'll offer you 60. Just an unreal way for this to go down. I mean, it felt like the deal was definitely going to get done today, especially as the night kind of went on. It kind of, we had Steve Cohen tweeting, all the big insiders were like, hey, something's rumbling. Then I guess like 5 minutes before the deal broke, I forget who it was, maybe Bob Nightingale, someone reported that, hey, the Mets just got word that they're out. Like, he's going somewhere else. And I kind of assumed, I was like, okay, Toronto. I was like, okay, he took the years. Nope, because of course not.
And for those that are getting mad at the Dodgers, I ain't mad at the Dodgers for one bit. Like, I'm really not. And I'm not mad at Kyle Tucker for getting the bag because he's getting the bag. And for those that are saying, the Dodgers, it's not fun anymore. And like, I get that everyone's going, why is one team just having all the fun? Well, the one team's had fun the last 2 years, but saying that, Zach, the Dodgers were 1 foot, 6 inches away from losing the World Series last year. They needed to win 2 in a row to get there. So once you're in the moment, it's about winning it all and figuring out if you can win it all. Usually if you have better players, you have a better chance, but it doesn't mean you're going to go and win it. The Blue Jays were supposed to be one of the worst teams in the American League East last year, and they were the number 1 seed. They go to the World Series, and we saw it. But having said that, I think it's just because fans want to see other teams have fun. They want to see your favorite team go have some fun, because the Dodgers are like, hey, here you go. Just take it. Take whatever you want. We'll add it on. We'll add it to the deferral bonus that we're going to have about $3 billion in deferrals here, which I'm curious what it's going to be. But also, I do want to emphasize one thing real quickly. There's opt-outs, I believe, after 2 years.
Yeah, it's a 2-year deal.
So it could end up only being $120 million for 2 years, $60 million. It's nuts.
It's crazy.
Nuts.
I mean, $60 million a year. This is unbelievable. I mean, this really is. We're getting to the point where it's just so just insane. When it came out 4 years, $240 million, I was thinking that I was like, okay, if he took them, I was like, the Mets probably offered 2 years, $100 million. I was like, okay, so the Dodgers probably offered I was thinking tops 3 years, 150. The fact they went 240 is money's not real in LA. It's not, it doesn't exist. It is just a figure of your imagination.
It's not even that I'm disappointed. I'm like, it's like an Anchorman, which is, Zach, you say you've seen, but you wouldn't really get this scene because you really haven't seen it enough. Saying seen too many times, but the Ron Burgundy comes back and Baxter, his dog, ate the full wheel of cheese. And he's like, I'm not even mad. I'm just impressed. I'm actually just impressed that Kyle Tucker got $60 million a year. When you look at the whole landscape of it, because Kyle Tucker, dude, he's a great player. Great player. $60 million a year is insane. And you know what? You know who loves this? The players love it for this free agency. The guys that are free agents. Who's not going to love it is whatever the hell this collective bargaining is going to be going into next year. And I know fans are worried about a lockout, and there's probably going to be some sort of stoppage. But I think for the players understand it and the MLB understand, if they miss games during the season, it's going to crush all the momentum that baseball has because there is so much momentum. So I'm an optimist here that they will figure things out, but it will get ugly. It will be ugly because of these situations. There's a lot of feelings and emotions about what should and shouldn't be. Players love the fact that Kyle Tucker got $60 million. Hell, I love the fact that Kyle Tucker got $60 million. But yes, it's going to change things. But now, what does this mean, Zach? Because this is kind of what people want to know. We're not doing this long tonight. This is a short one. It's just, we were on for 2 hours earlier. We had this great moment with Ryan O'Hearn. We're catching up. He's taking shots at me, little jabs, if you don't know the baseball lingo. And then, it's all heartfelt. And we're like, yeah, it's great. And then I put out that full interview, and then this happens. I'm like, you know what? Thanks, baseball. And then there was another trade, by the way, Zach. There's a 3-team trade with, and it's not as big, but it's still can't this happen? Can this happen at 4 a.m. to 8 p.m.? Would just be fantastic.
Great. No, big deals. I've just decided don't come anytime before. I can't get over the $60 million a year. I can't get over that. Of course, I can get over it because, I can believe it. But the Dodgers, it was always the Dodgers. I put out the tweet. I was like, I hope this pisses off the Mets and Steve Cohen enough that he goes out and gets Bellinger and Bichette. Go get both. Get both out of the AL.
Oh, you think you're going to outspend me?
Yeah,
well,
go get both out of the AL. Go get both out of the AL East.
So right now, though, is the question: what's next? The Mets. The Mets are not if they're going to get somebody. It's all right. How much is this player going for? All right. So in this case, it's going to be Framber. It's going to be Bellinger. I don't know where Bichette fits in here. I think, honestly, with Bichette, now that the opportunity to go back to Toronto is in play, hey, Bo Bichette might not leave the AL East. Philly is very interesting. It opens up the door because Toronto, they're in on everybody. Like, so they're gonna get back in this mix. Does Toronto say, you know what, we'll just go get another starting pitcher? Framber, come on up north. I wouldn't be shocked. But the Mets, though, of these big names, Zach, Belly, Framber, you're saying Bichette, one of them just already put them to the Mets. It's happening. It's going to happen. It's there. And that is just how it's going to be. I did want to make a quick comment. I see some people that are hopping on about being mad with the Orioles about spending and all this. I just want to point out, for a team that people were on about not spending, which I understand, and they're saying no financial restraints, the Orioles still have spent what Pete Alonso was 155, right?
Yeah. He was 155. Helsley was
13.
What?
Two for 26. And then what else am I? Zach Eflin was at 10 million.
Yeah, Eflin. Then you had Kittredge coming back. Technically, like, what did they get back? Like 11 million.
So in this case, for the Orioles, they spent almost $200 million so far this year.
Yeah,
and I know saying no financial restraints, but let's just be honest here. If you were to say that the Orioles are going to spend 60 mil, or now with Framber's going to get, Zach, after Rangers deal, I would be shocked if Framber gets less than 35 million. Like right now, I think that he will command more than 30 mil, guaranteed. Now, if that number stays close, like if it's 5 years, 150, okay, like how much do you want to dance? But I think Framber's number just went up. I really do. And I mentioned yesterday, Zach, the Orioles right now, if they were to go into the season, their pitching staff, is it enough right now that they can go out and compete on the day-to-day for the 162? Yes. The answer is yes. But it's not about the 162. It's about when you're moving forward, do you feel confident when you got to get into the postseason that you have the pieces that can push you beyond? Because we said Shane Baz has upside to be a 2. Trevor Rogers has an upside to be a 2. Kyle Bradish is the only one you feel that he gets the ball every day. He can beat anybody's best team. And that's the issue. It's not that the Orioles can't. That's why you're saying Framber, Ranger, Freddie Peralta, all guys where you plug them in and you go, now we're talking about a best-of-5 series, a best-of-7 series. Mm-hmm. We have 2 horses that we know are going to get us there. So that's what I got on that.
And I mean, even Rhino Hearn talked to us about Bradish. I mean, he was like, hey, that's a guy who, when healthy, like, don't sleep on Brad. Like, he is a guy that's going to go out there and dominate. It's like I said, you kind of just said as well, it's not that I don't trust Bradish and Rogers. I think Rogers, hey, even if you double his ERA from last year, it's still pretty good. I just think that it would be nice if you can get that number 2, that guy that can slot in. Then, like you said, you feel better for that 5-game series, that 3-game series, that you have the horses to go the distance with these teams. Because I agree. And last year, I'll hand up, I thought that they were built well for 162 last year. It ended up not being, and they could not hold off the injuries. But I thought the depth was there. I mean, in 23, what we joked, or 24, sorry, we joked about how they had 9 starting pitchers going into the season. And by the end, they had to trade for Eflin because it's like, hey, we got to get somebody. So, I mean, the depth is there, even if you want to look at young guys that can come up, the Trey Gibsons, guys like that, Povich, McDermott, younger guys that'll get spot starts. But I think I understand why people are clamoring for that number 2, that got other ace, top-end guy. I mean, I am too. I would love for them to make a trade. I would love Framber. I think the Mets are Framber is just such a Met now.
So it's the domino effect here, because then we'll wrap it up. It's been a long day. It's been a long night. Bregman signing with the Cubs started a domino effect. Bregman, the Red Sox feel like they missed their guy. They went out and got their next best guy and made sure that they got him. Well, then that was a domino effect. Now Kyle Tucker goes to the Dodgers. Well, now the Mets are going to go, no. We're going to go be aggressive. And now that's going to put a very interesting twist here on what pitchers are left. And Zach, if it comes down to a bidding war with Steve Cohen and the Mets, no team is going to win that, except maybe the Dodgers because the money's all deferred.
Apparently they can. Apparently the Dodgers have the money where they can compete with. Not only compete, they can outbid him by a mile. I mean, that 50 to 60 doesn't sound like a lot, but big jump. But that's a big 10 million extra a year when you're that high up is crazy.
It is. Well, Zach, I'm good to hop right now. I just wanted to get on the word of being like, guys, this move happened. We'll be live tomorrow from 3 to 5. We'll break this all down tomorrow. We're going to have maybe we'll get another baseball guest. We do have a football guest with the John Harbaugh situation. That's tomorrow. But, and you know what? Thanks to the super. I've seen that. I've seen that reporting around. It's guaranteed. But, hey, appreciate the donation nonetheless. But you know what? Maybe that does come to fruition. But what we do know is Kyle Tucker is a L.A. Dodger, 4 years, $240 million with an opt-out after 2. That does it here for the Ryan Ripken Show. You guys be good. Breaking, Tucker, Dodgers. We'll see you tomorrow from 3 to 5 right here on YouTube, X, and Facebook. See you guys.
Boom.